interview, and it's going to be of the sexual nature. Are you cool with that?
Fine with it.
Alright. Do you consider yourself an adventurous person?
I think so. I like to think that I am.
Care to elaborate?
I guess so. I mean, now and then, I like to try. Life is boring without adventure. You gotta do something different now and then.
Is there anything that you haven't done that you would like to try?
Actually, the bondage type thing, the thing of being restricted, if you will, a little bit more than usual, maybe handcuffs, or being handcuffed, or being tied up, or things like that. Yeah. Those type of things I've thought about, but I haven't done.
Have you ever faked an orgasm?
No.
Have you ever thought about faking an orgasm?
No. Just no need to. It's either you're getting the job done or you're not. Why fake it? I mean, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I'm not going to sit there and pretend. No. There's no point in it.
Do you have a favorite position?
Yeah. I have writer position is my favorite position. I like to be on top. I like to ride on the cowgirl.
Okay. What are your next 3 top favorites?
Next 3. I'm gonna have to say missionary. I'd say doggy style. There are many in the repertoire of positions. I mean, you can't just say, you know, standard. We all know certain positions are good, but there are some crazy. You're right in being adventurous, off the wall type.
Right.
Thing.
That's what I'm trying to get at. Those adventurous, off the wall type. Let's just put it like this. What's your favorite off the wall type position? Is there anyone that sticks in your mind, like something that you don't do on a regular basis, but when you do it, you enjoy that position, and it's an off the wall position?
See, generally these positions they're not mapped out. They're just in the being adventurous and in the playing around and just moving and feeling and going through the experience. You end up some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Twisted, mango, split, you end up some kind of way, and that is really good. You know what I'm saying? You didn't think that it would be good because you're not even thinking about the position when you're moving around. You're just like, it's not like a wrestling match, don't get me wrong, but it's like you're moving around.
Alright, let me ask you this. Can you remember the last mangled up position that you were in?
I won't say it was mangled up, but I would say it took some move this over here, but over there. It's like a kind of erotic game of Twister, if you will. Yeah. But it wasn't that long ago. Let's see, I think I was on top though. I was on top, and it was like kind of move this leg under here or move that leg over there. It was one of those rooms where, I mean, that's hard to say. I mean, I've had fun to where I've been engaging in sex and my feet have hit the wall and stuck like suction cups on the back of the wall. Wow.
Jesus, where were you at? The wall was that low.
Because either the wall was low or the bed was high, one of the two. But
yeah, well, if the bed was high, that means that you were on top of a bunk bed.
Or either I'm the short way. Do you understand what I'm saying? On the bed and the wall is the opposite side.
Oh.
That can happen. So it just depends. I will like to narrow it down to those 3 being my favorite right now. The rest is just like you said, based on adventure. That what happens, and if it feels good, go with it.
Okay. Does the size of a penis really matter?
Yes, it does.
Care to elaborate?
Yeah, I can. I hear women say it's not the size of the vessel, but the motion in the ocean and all of that crap. That's a bunch of malarkey. I don't think, in my honest opinion, I don't want something that I can't feel. I would like to think maybe 9.5 inches. Yeah. I want something with a little bit of a challenge. I don't want somebody like stirring what am I trying to say? Like stirring a teaspoon in a gallon pot. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's just.
Okay, now you might have put yourself out there with that one. You might have a lot of people thinking. Wait a minute. I don't want you to have a lot of people thinking that you have a gallon size pot.
No,
for a vagina.
No, I'm not. That's not what I'm reflecting. What I'm reflecting is men who are. I don't want to take anything from them, who are not as well endowed as I would like them to be. So and they might do that. They might actually put it on the female. Well, she messed up all on the inside, and she's a gallon pot. But it might not be her. It might be the fact that he ain't holding up. So I do want to feel something, but I need a challenge, a bit of a challenge. Not so big that, you know what I'm saying, I'm about ready to go to the emergency room after the fact. I don't want it that big either. So about 9.5 is good.
Okay, I'm going to have to put you on the spot a little bit here. You are tight down there, or are you can... I'm good, believe me. What does good mean?
Meaning that there is no
loosey-goosey going on.
Right. There's no. I'm not a train wreck. Okay, let's put it that way, or a nightmare, or like a bell girl. She's made like a bell, like you gotta go ding dong ding, hit any sides or something because it's so tore up or whatever. Nah, not remotely, not even close. It's particular muscles and squeezing and.
Oh, so you have control of your Kegel muscle.
I guess you'd say that. I mean, I wasn't even aware of what they were until a while ago. All I know is that I was just doing what felt right for me. And there, I discovered something from somebody else I didn't even know.
Okay, you say you discovered this.
So I've been, in essence, I've already been doing this. And they gave me the definition of what the muscles were or all of that stuff. I didn't even know.
You say you have a high sex drive.
Right.
Does your partner have to have a high sex drive also in order for you to be satisfied?
Not necessarily. He's a man of experience. He knows what he's doing. He'll find ways to keep up.
But he does have to keep up.
Well, yeah, he's gonna have to keep up now. I mean, one way or another. Well, yeah, I would say so. I would say in being creative, he would be able to do that. And if he knew me, or he is my man, or whatever, he would understand that I have a high sex drive. No, relationships are based on more than just sex. There are other connections. And those connections intertwine, make up the relationship. I mean, those bonds and interactions and whatnot and experiences. And the sex is just the icing on top of the cake. And don't get me wrong, it's on top of the cake like 5, you know what I'm saying? But I think that it's more than that. It takes more than that to there's communication. There's so many different aspects of a relationship that make it work until when the sex is there, it's always good anyway.
Are you the type that like to have like wild sex or romantic sex?
Oh.
Okay, we're gonna go with the wild sex.
Mm-hmm.
What is it about that wild sex that you like?
The energy. I pride myself on being an energetic person. Sometimes romantic sex can be boring sex. I mean, you do it all the time. So you have to, it can be boring. I mean, it's just, you have to have some form of, you can, in essence, I hear a lot of people say, well, they step out because they need a little bit of variety or a little bit of, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A little bit of variety. They're looking for differences in not just the person, not just the body, but the total experience, I think. And I think it would be romantically sexual all the time. It's gonna be boring, you know, slow and all the time. When there are points where you want some, some energy, some.
I don't know. That romantic kind of looked good right there. Can you do that romantic one more time? What was that? You put on
boring.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I might like that little romantic stuff there. I'm just saying.
Don't get me wrong. It's good. It's good. It's good in its right place, and it doesn't take from the relationship. Like if a man goes, gosh, she's wild and whatever. She can still love him. She can still love him just as much through the wild sex as she does through the romantic sex. It's just a different, it's just a different little spice, I guess.
What would you say was the weirdest thing you've done to or for your mate?
That's one thing. And it seems to work, but I gotta get it all the way right. I'm saying after he bathes or showers or whatever, I give him like a rub down, and I'll do the front, and then when I get to his back, like fully on his stomach, of course, and I will actually perform oral sex on him that way. Like he's laying on his stomach, but I'm like pulling his penis from under him and performing oral sex on him that way.
So you're saying you're pulling his penis from under him through his legs the back way?
Right.
So that would make, okay, wait a minute. Are you in between his legs or are you laying over his legs?
I'm in between his legs. I'm laying over his legs. I'm laying under his legs with my head up if I need to.
Yeah, I like that. That's that freaky side of you, probably, right?
Right. I would like to think so.
That's interesting. Does he enjoy that?
I believe he does. He says he does. I believe he does.
Do you enjoy that?
Of course.
What is it about that you enjoy?
It's different. It's weird. It's freakish in nature. It's not your typical, that's what I mean. It's not the typical boring position. It's something different that I don't think neither one of us have tried. It just happened in that moving around, experiencing, well, actually, he just looked good to me. His body looks good when I'm oiling him down. And so, I just went there.
So I would take it that you came up with that.
Yeah, I think so. On a kind of flukish type thing, I sure did.
Name 3 things you do that you know your partner really enjoys.
I believe he enjoys the oral sex. I know he enjoys that. I think he likes the tongue play. He likes to watch how my tongue dances around the head and the shaft. Oh, he likes the one position. He asked me to do it on a couple occasions. I'm sort of already there, but turn around. And that I can demonstrate.
Please do.
Like this.
What is it about that he likes?
I think it's just the lines, the curves, the back, where my back is. He likes that. For some strange odd reason, I feel like it gives him some sense of, what am I trying to say? Not royalty, but you kind of get it looking at the position. It's kind of like, and if I'm looking up at him.
Oh, he's standing up in front of you.
Right.
That's sort of like a dominant, submissive type thing going on right there.
Right.
If you're looking up,
right,
and he's looking down and probably over your back.
Right.
Can you sit back a little bit? Like sit up, back, and put your arms together. And you know what I would think? He likes you to sit in between your feet too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can get that. I understand that.
Right. It's kind of a little bit awkward in this chair, but
yeah, I can imagine.
one more thing, I'm slightly bow-legged, I think, slightly, and he likes to see me stand or walk.
Bow-legged, huh? Can we check that out? You can just stand right in front of your seat.
Move me out of my comfortable position.
Can you turn that around, please?
You're on the left
Face. Nice. All right. Do you prefer giving oral or receiving oral?
6'9", 6'9".
Ah. Again, with that freakish eye.
I like both at the same time, actually, but sometimes it depends. So sometimes that knowledge for me gets kind of, where it's hard for me to concentrate on what I'm doing. I'm like, wait, let me,
This is you receiving.
That's right. That's me receiving. It can be something. So I prefer 6'9", but if I'm receiving, I have to concentrate really hard in that position.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you say your rating is as far as oral?
I like to think 10 and a half. I mean, what girl is gonna? Come on now.
Okay, what would someone else's opinion of your scale be? Or what would someone else's opinion of your rating be on a 1 to 10 thing?
I've had in the past, I've heard some comments that weren't too great, but now, I would say 10. I would honestly say that. I wouldn't say, of course, yeah, I'd say 10.
You said now.
Yeah, now.
What made that big difference?
The big difference is I have now a partner who's uninhibited, who helped me to feel that way, and basically was able to tell me what he wanted. And in telling me what he wanted, it kind of, I think, stepped it up as a whole for me.
On a 1 to 10, what would you say his rating is?
Me receiving?
Yeah.
Man. You already got a big head. I'm going to say 10. 10.
Okay. When it comes to his ejaculation, do you prefer it inside of you or like outside of you, like on your belly, breast, ass, back? What's your preference?
It doesn't matter. I don't really have one. I mean, it's always nice, and I'm going to explain this. The reason why I feel like it's always nice for him to come inside is because as he's reaching the climax, I can feel the excitement. I can feel the, swelling, if you will. I can feel it, and that helps me to orgasm sometimes. So if, per se, I haven't, or I'm on the way to another orgasm, then that can bring me, it can take me over the plateau to the land of where I want to be.
Right.
But outside of that factor, it wouldn't. It really doesn't matter. I mean, if it, if it looks good to him, if it helps him, and we both enjoy it, then it doesn't matter.
Okay. Now, are you a swallower, or you like pull out, finishing all around it?
I have swallowed, and I will. It depends. It just depends on the situation. Now, sometimes it's nice not to. In more cases, I probably wouldn't. But there are always extra special occasions where,
So you say on most cases you probably wouldn't. That means that it ends up
all over the place.
Do you like that?
Yes.
Wow. What is it about that you like?
It's just kinky. It's just really kinky. It is what it is. It's part of sex.
And you like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a definite plus. There's a lot of women who
feel like it's degrading them in some kind of way.
Well, that too. There's a lot of women that just don't like that.
Might be good for their skin. They might want to reconsider.
I've heard that. But the fact that you're saying that you like it, and you seem to like it a lot, fetishes. Do you have any?
Yeah, I have one where my boyfriend scratches, takes his nails and he scratches down my back, and sometimes it's weird. It can be. It's kind of pleasure pain thing, if you will. It's kind of like it hurts, but it doesn't. You know what I mean? It's because of who it is and what they're doing, the act of what they're doing. It just adds to and enhances the whole experience. So I kind of like that.
So it's kind of painful, but it's also pleasurable.
Right.
I take it you like
spanking.
Really?
Yeah.
What about spanking that you like?
I mean, what's there not to like? It's another aspect of sex is more dominant. The man being a dominant in his right role, as far as I'm concerned.
So would you say you're submissive?
Oh yeah, I think so for the most part. Unless I'm riding now.
Well, this leads into my next question. The dominant or submissive? You just answered it. You are a submissive.
Right.
And your guy is a dominant.
Sure.
Does those roles ever switch?
It's kind of like I said, well, I wouldn't even say then. I started to say when I'm riding, but when I'm riding, I like him to take his hands and guide me, like guide.
So even
emotions.
in those.
So even in that sense, yeah, I'm still submissive. Yeah. Yeah.
What about that bondage and discipline?
It hasn't happened yet. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. That's a whole nother interview.
But you are interested.
Yeah, I'm curious. I am.
Ever had a threesome?
No.
What are your thoughts on that?
It's a little it's a bit challenging. That's really different. Now, when we talk about different, that's really different.
But is it something different that you would be interested in trying, or because I asked you if you ever had one, and you said no, but you didn't elaborate on it. So does that mean that that's not going to happen, or is something that you might try, or what's your thoughts on that?
I'm not real certain. I know if a threesome in most cases is done for the man. And
well, I don't know, unless the man likes to get down with his boy on one,
I'm not into that. That's gay.
No, I'm saying two men. Well, let me just ask you this: if you ever were to try a threesome, would you rather have the two men on you, or would you rather have you another woman on your man or a man? Would you rather have the two men on a girl or two girls on one man?
Well, I've thought about that. I've thought about the two men Me being a woman, of course. You know what I mean? The women can lie and say that they don't think about things like this, but I'm just gonna put it out there. I have thought about being with 2 men at once, but I don't think that I thought about it, but I don't really think that I would enjoy it all like that. You know, you got, okay, yeah, I'm submissive, but too dominant on one submissive, that's a double team, and that something ain't right about that. So I don't. You know.
You do know that there are some very submissive men out there, right? What if the opportunity arose where you could be the dominant in the threesome of 1 woman, 2 men?
Wow. I don't know. I never thought about that. I don't know, but I really don't like submissive men. I've never even thought about being with a submissive man. It's just not masculine enough for me. It's kind of soft, if you will. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like a man with a softer, gentler side. Don't get me wrong, with a little sensitivity. But a submissive man, you know what I mean? That doesn't sound like a man.
I got you.
Not to me.
So in this case, a threesome, if it were to happen, it would have to probably be 2 women and 1 man. And he would probably have to be a dominant man.
Right, if it were to occur, yeah.
Now again, is that going to happen in your future?
Wow, that's a hell of a question. I'm not exactly sure. I wouldn't say, never say never. I'm not going to say, it will never happen. Not under those circumstances. You can never say never. But I can say one thing that will never happen. I'm not going down on no sister or no female at all. If it were to be a threesome, I don't know
what would take place.
What would take place, but I know that
ain't gonna take place.
Right.
Are you or have you ever squirted?
I have.
What was that like?
Crazy, because I couldn't tell. First, I couldn't tell what was going on. Seriously, I couldn't tell what was going on, and it's weird. It's really weird, and it takes like a multiple orgasmic situation for it to happen. And it was like I just kept coming, and then all of a sudden, after so many orgasms, it happened. But it's not something that I do all the time. It's like rare. I can't make it happen. That's what you're asking me. I can't control it. I can't say, okay, well, like I'm gonna squirt this time.
Right.
It's not something I can do, but it happens. I would like to figure that out, though. That would be something interesting. Who knows?
So I take it the first time you squirted, it was due to somebody else's manipulation of you?
Oh, yeah.
You've never squirted by manipulation of yourself, like self-masturbation?
No.
Okay. Well, here's a question. This is pertaining to orgasms. Everybody remembers their first orgasm.
Right.
Do you remember your first?
Yes, I do.
And can you explain it?
It was weird. It was great though, don't get me wrong. Finally. But it was weird. I remember feeling the build-up. And what's so crazy is I had sex, but I didn't even get the build-up. So if I didn't get the build-up to an orgasm, I didn't get the orgasm.
Right.
But when I got the build-up was like incredible. I was like, oh, this feels really good. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, finally, I'm getting some enjoyment out of this. Even if it's, it wasn't a big explosion yet, but the build-up was nice to understand, because I thought something was wrong with me. I'm like, what's going on? All of this boo-ha-ha about this orgasms and coming and all of this, and you know what I'm saying? I ain't getting nothing. What's wrong with me?
Right.
But the build-up was, it was nice to feel the build-up finally happening. And then when the orgasm happened, it kind of like took me by surprise. It was like, what's going on? What's going on?
Right.
Something's going on here, you know, that kind of thing. And I think I was, you know, blown away. Of course, everybody is with the first orgasm. I was blown away.
Now,
But once I could have one, baby.
that sounds like that was a good orgasm.
Mm-hmm.
Was it your favorite orgasm?
No.
What was your favorite orgasm? If you have a favorite.
That's hard to say. Right. I can't say per se that I have a favorite orgasm per se, but I've had a favorite orgasmic experience where I had like, believe it or not, I don't know if you can believe this or not, but I had like 30 orgasms at one setting.
30?
30. It was incredible, man. I thought I was gonna start squirting out of my ears and stuff, but it was pretty good. It was really good. I was like basically knocked out by the time it was over because I didn't think it were possible. I mean, I know women are made up. And everybody says we're made up in a fashion to be multiple orgasmic. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We're supposed to be able to have orgasms over and over again, but I just didn't believe that it were possible to have 30 and still continue. Because it's like, it didn't have to stop right there. I just couldn't take it anymore. I mean, I could have been probably passed out, close to comatose state, and could have kept playing with the thing, and I just, every once in a while, not even move anymore. Just but I'm quite sure it could have kept going.
Wow. That's nice.